welcome to the TEDx San Francisco stage, Christine Mason McCaull.
I want to thank Rabia. He has been working on that for 5 years. And tomorrow, you can breathe with us live. He's actually hosting a group tomorrow, or join him online. And let's see what happens. Maybe we can raise the vibration a little bit. So I want to welcome you on behalf of the whole committee. And I want to welcome the people who are joining us by live stream from TEDx in Haiti and universities and living rooms around the world. How many of you have been to a TED conference or a TEDx conference before? All right. So you already know the power of this movement to activate ideas and new ways of thinking. For those of you who are new, this was born as a private, elite exchange of ideas. And in 2006, TED went live on the internet, and it touched a nerve on the planet, a hunger for content that respects audiences, that shares big ideas, that doesn't diminish people. And billions tuned in. And then a few years ago, they launched this, a way to galvanize local communities. We were the first ones to do it in San Francisco. It's our 9th event. And now there are over 6,000 organizers around the planet, people without national boundaries, who have all bought in to this concept, that one person getting infected with an idea can change everyone around them. And it's based on this idea that our experiences and what we are exposed to, our language, is a framework through which we make meaning of things, and that the opinions inform our actions. And as if we take the time to get exposed to new ideas and allow ourselves the mental space to question the things that we've inherited, when we can ask ourselves, why do I believe this? Then we can move more aggressively towards, or more swiftly towards, remediating systems that are unjust or things that we've inherited that no longer make sense. As philosopher Dan Dennett said, ideas are like viruses spreading from one person to another, creating change in organisms, individuals, and society. But these ideas need activation. So it's really easy to come and be an observer at an event or a conference. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, there are 3 sessions today. After each session, I want you to take a moment and write down one idea that was new to you, one action you might want to take, one person who you'd like to say thank you to, or congratulate, or do something with to carry their idea forward in the world. And then, in true habit change manner, within 24 hours of today, I want you to act on those. Because we know that if you do something quickly, if you do something right away when it's fresh, that you're more likely to execute. And we want the things that happen on this stage not to get stuck on this stage, but to be carried out by each of you. So can you do that? Yeah, all right, okay. All right, so the idea that we're focusing in on today is 7 billion well. I'm going to shift gears a little bit and give you a preview of the day. So when curating, our programs are defined as much by what we leave out as by what we include. So, for example, we know that the generation in their 60s now is the first generation that we experimented with the global food supply on, the first generation that's getting a chemical, a packaged chemical fast food full life cycle. And we are seeing sort of what that's doing in terms of disease cohorts. That's a big global health issue. We are not going to talk about the commercial side of that, the global food supply chain. That needs to be discussed. Stay awake and aware of that. We also know that disasters caused by weather, displacements caused by weather are very big global health issues, but we're not going to talk about climate change. So I say that because I'm so conscious of, yes, it's an amazing day. You're going to hear from beautiful, wonderful speakers, but it's not all there is. And you need to bring your own ideas into the dialogue and the conversation, including some of those big overarching ones, and maybe you can do that during the break. What we are going to talk about is science and systems and worldviews that impact health. On the science questions, we're asking things like, what's in my microbiome? Who's living inside of me that may be in control when I think I'm in control? We're asking, how does neuroscience inform a new understanding of what the mind and body do to one another, what the interplay is in terms of health? On the systems questions, you're going to hear people talk about how justice systems worldwide are reacting to the fact that we're all more connected than ever, You're going to hear a lot about gender justice. You're going to hear about the interplay between personal responsibility and what happens when individuals are caught within systems that take a lot to transcend, to step away from, and how we can change those things. But the third element is much more intangible. It's centered on a values question. Fundamentally, what is our view of the value of a human life, our fellow man? Do we believe that each person has the right to an optimal and full life, or do we believe that the place and time of birth is the luck of the draw and the poor will always be with us? What do we actually want to see happen? Because historically, when we think of global health, it's been focused on the bottom billion, the basics, don't die, avoid malaria, and that sets the bar rather low. In the West, well, maybe I should say here in San Francisco, I hear my friends saying things like, oh, I had too much gluten, you know? I didn't get enough sleep. I didn't get enough hydration. I didn't have enough protein today. You know, these micro tweaks, I have a backache, I have a headache, that they say means they're not on their game. You know, you're not on your game. And that idea that we want an integrated health, wellness, mind, body, spirit thing in order to perform optimally, why can't we extend that vision of wellness to everyone on the planet? Why are we satisfied with the bar so low? Can it be different? You may say, as the song goes, we are dreamers. What we are envisioning for our planet, a just planet that works for everyone, might seem far away, a vast departure from the inequities that we have now. But why not aim high? Neil Armstrong, who died this year, someone said last week, along with the space program, is credited with saying, shoot for the stars, you might land on the moon. And that's what we're trying to frame for you. So you're all in the right place at the right time for you. I know this. There's certain to be something that resonates. And I'd like to dedicate this day to the millions of people around the world who are on the front lines of caregiving now. The doctors and the nurses and the scientists and the people who fund them, and all of you who care enough to see something new be manifest.